Once again, welcome. Welcome. My name is Joanna Płaskonka. I'm currently located in Warsaw, Poland, and today is a quite hot day. The weather is quite nice. And I'm sending you greetings with some ideas today to inspire you. Um, in my professional career, I'm focused. Another person from Germany. Hello. I hope the weather is good. In my professional career, I've been working a lot with the teams, creating products, delivering solutions. I used to be in the engineering role, and for 5+ years already, I moved into more Scrum Master, Agile coach, Agile consultant role. And today I would like to share you with some of my tips that you might find useful when you decide to try to adopt Scrum and you get disappointed. Because you know what? I know that it's quite common that many people advertise Scrum and Agile and they say, hey, this is something valuable for you. Hey, this is something that you may give it a try. And yeah, as a Scrum trainer, wonderful news. Please give it a try. I will also advertise it. But let's focus a bit today on this dark side of this whole story. The problems will appear, dears. There will be different problems, and if you, after a few tries, will look like this guy, you will get frustrated, you will get disappointed, and your thinking will go through, oh my God, why have I done it to myself? Uh, well, yeah, it happens, and it happened to me many times. Now, when I got my different feedback from people, when I got my experience, I know that some of the things may be done different. So let's start today with some questions for you. So when you start Scrum adoption, what is your motivation? Why did you do that? Do you have any idea why people start Scrum adoption? Well, I heard that it might be because of promise that we will be quicker. There's a famous book by, I think, Jeff Sutherland, like the Scrum is the art that will help you do more work. So when the managers, when C-level executives, when some leaders hear there will be more work done in the same amount of time or even in less, oh my God, I want it. Um, yeah, thank you, Laura. They hear pros, they hear a lot of things that yes, it will make things better, easier, faster, more efficient. You will gain transparency, you will gain agility, you will have clear understanding of product vision. Yes. But the case is that if you create expectations like, yay, it will be all better, you will be disappointed. You will fail. Because the Scrum, I like to describe it in the way like this is the holder for a mirror. So if you have some dots on your nose and you take this mirror, you will see it. So Scrum will show you, hey, there's something on your nose. Maybe you would like to do something with that. It might be even uncomfortable to hear that, but Scrum is designed to show you problems. Some people claim this is like your mother-in-law or a colleague that is, brutal when speaking about things. So, yeah, if you start with wrong expectations or you create expectation like, hey, it will be like going to the moon and the results, fantastic results will appear just like that, you may get very disappointed if you start with that. Another thing, did you choose the proper tool? So some people claim that waterfall, for example, is bad and Scrum is great. And you know what? Let's look at the metaphor of a meal. So when you go to the restaurant, do you say that the spoon is great, but the knife is bad? I don't think so. It's just a different tool for solving different problems. So what happens sometimes is that people skip this first phase, which I personally love to start my collaboration with. So at first, try to understand whether your problem that you are trying to solve belongs to complex domain according to either Cunefin framework or Ralph Stacey model about complexity. Because if it's not complex, it means that you do not need this spoon. This spoon will be something too much for you. You need a different tool. So in that sense, I want to say it out loud. Waterfall is great, but not necessarily for complex problems, for different problems, for problems that are, for example, simple or maybe complicated maximum, according to those mentioned earlier frameworks. So I heard yesterday during one of the presentations, I love that one, and the citation, the words that the lady used were as follows. Agile means doing things differently with the same passion. So yeah, if your waterfall is okay for you, if Kanban is better for you, use that tool. Stay with this passion to creating great products, to delivering great solution. Still be there and accept that maybe this is not the tool for you. Another thing that I observe quite often, one side of the coin is that people think they understood Scrum and they start implementing and things went wrong and it's like, hey, what's wrong? What's wrong? Definitely the problem is not in me, while I see it as a very mind-opening tool to ask yourself twice, even three times, do I get it right? Do I really understand that this behavior is Scrum or this practice supports Scrum? So how to check that? Try to read about it. Go to training, find a mentor. There are many great people who already gain the knowledge. They can share it. There are great talks. Please use for the reliable source of information and make sure that you have this knowledge, because if you don't, it's like taking completely new tool and you expect yourself that you already know how to do it. Well, the reality might be different. And the other side, because I started with there are two sides of the coin, Scrum is, my dears, domain agnostic. What does it mean? Well, it means that again, it will help you take this mirror, look for problems from different angles. But the domain knowledge that you have to gain, it's on you. So, do you know any examples of domains of businesses where Scrum is claimed to be successful? Could you please share some ideas? Software, yeah, great example. Any others? Uh-huh. Website development. Mhm. So we have one example, general software development. Drug development, thank you very much. Yes, I also heard about such examples. My colleague is working closely with the Scrum team where the product owner is a doctor because they are working on solutions related to medicine. My personal example is from robotics. So Scrum is not saying how to be an expert in robotics, how to become an expert in medicine. Scrum is showing you the path, and you have to follow that path and learn continuously to improve your processes, to improve your knowledge. This domain knowledge is on you. Scrum is not giving that solution. And complementary thing that is also, in my opinion, not so obvious. Are you ready for unlearning? What we are going to unlearn? Well, habits, beliefs. Many things that you already have in your head might not support Scrum, might be against. And when adopting Scrum, you have to be ready for facing those beliefs, facing those habits, and letting them go. This will be, this might be, in my personal opinion, a huge, huge step in your path. It's like you open yourself for unlearning, which means that you open also yourself for learning things differently and learning new things. Thank you for this comment. Yes, yes, I will share my definition of Scrum. So Scrum is not a framework to to deliver IT projects or IT products, or in general, it's not about programming. This is a business framework that is designed to mitigate the risk, to work effectively, to manage the risks, and resolve ambiguities to maximize value of the product, of the solution that is being worked on. So yes, thank you very much. It's not about technology, it's about solving business problems, and Scrum is very customer focused. Okay, moving forward. Let's say that, okay, you went through those questions that we already mentioned. Now, did you create the right environment? The Scrum, to be able to work properly, to become a real professional Scrum, needs a special culture and needs a special environment. And although if you open Scrum Guide, you will not find many information, or maybe even at all, about leaders, about C-level executives, about finances, about HR, but all those people who belong to your organization, they are important. They are still there. Scrum is not describing them on purpose. If you look at Scrum as a framework, it means that how those people will help you create valuable products, will help you create, solve complex problems and create value. You have to figure it out. And those people also have to change. So by right environment, I mean, do leaders support Scrum values? Do people around Scrum teams help them become effective Scrum teams? This is a great area for Scrum Masters to work outside of their teams. Because, you know, if you know how Scrum works, Scrum Master is a member of Scrum team, but it is expected for them to work outside of the team to help find global optimization of processes, to help improve this effectiveness on the higher level. Okay, and when it comes to Scrum Masters, I promised some tips and some my personal ideas about Scrum Masters. So first question, do you have a real Scrum Master? And by real Scrum Master, I mean this is the person that has knowledge, has proper attitude, and is prepared. What happened in some of the companies I worked in? Well, they just created Scrum Masters from people who were not ready. Maybe even sometimes they have wrong understanding of their role, and it actually caused damage to the teams. This is this example that some of the people describe, like, if your Scrum Master is not doing you any harm, it means that they are already helping you. Well, oh my God, this is a huge misunderstanding. Scrum Master is a valuable Scrum team member. Scrum Guide is really short on purpose, and it describes all the things or the elements of the framework that should bring value. So if you don't have a real Scrum Master, you either may find them different role, different accountability in your Scrum team. Maybe they will become developers, but maybe it's also because they are lost. And I also love this approach, like not asking only about what your Scrum Master can do for you, but also what you can do for your Scrum Masters. They are also human beings in this team. They might also benefit from collaboration, and they may also grow with you. Okay, so we are delivering product, we are developing as a team in Scrum, we are also developing ourselves as individuals. Sophia, it's great that you have met great Scrum Masters. It's great. I'm really happy that you see that. Yeah, Scrum Masters, curious, patient, enabling agility, supporting, creating this environment, working with leaders. This is great things for Scrum Masters. I also been there. I started as a Scrum Master with very little knowledge a long time ago, and I'm guilty too. But you know what? Learning and unlearning, that's the important part of the story. And last but not least, you may have wonderful, well-prepared, trained, super motivated Scrum Master. But if you do not allow them to do their job, I see you mentioned authority. So if they are not given this authority that yes, you can become this change agent, then I'm sorry, don't be mad at your Scrum Master. So Scrum Masters are in some sense a specific accountable here, because they need to make this change. They need to contact different people. My best experience was when I was allowed to go to CEO and talk with talk with him, and raise some problems, look for solutions. That's the best. That's the best experience for me. So the leaders, if you have such people, tell them that if you have Scrum Master, this is the person that it's worth to talk to, because they may see a lot, they may have great insight from the teams, they may have even impediments, very direct impediments that can be worked on. And if decision makers will collaborate with Scrum Masters, great things may happen. This is what I wish all Scrum Masters can do. So, shortly, tips and tricks. First, please make conscious decisions. Scrum is not about chaos. Doing business in general, I wouldn't say that this is chaos. It should be conscious decision process. So, if you realize that it's not bringing value, maybe it's not for you, and it's okay. And I'm saying it as a person representing Scrum.org. We see that it does not make sense to push everyone to use it if there are better tools. Start, please, with reasonable expectations. So if you expect miracles, this is not the door that you should knock to. Scrum will help you realize many different interesting things. Most of them will be challenging. So if you are looking for ideas what you can improve, yes, the Scrum will most likely help you when you are in this complex world. Good understanding of Scrum, I would say, always a must-have. So this is a source of many misunderstandings, many tough discussions. If you can invest in learning, especially at the very beginning, to make sure that people know what is expected, please do that. Support teams to create conditions. We discussed that. It's a role of leaders, a role of different departments to collaborate with Scrum teams to create great conditions for agility. Continuously learn and unlearn. So there will be things that you will be gaining knowledge about, and there will be things that you have to forget, you have to accept, you have to let them go. That's the life in the complex world. And last but not least, your Scrum Masters can help you. If they need space, give them that space. If they need some kind of support, coaching, work with them. They can grow with you. Okay, so that was everything that I wanted to say. And if you have some interesting problems to work on, I will be happy to help you. Um, Please feel free to contact me. Where's some contact information? I will be glad to give you some tips. I will be happy to share some insights. We can even have some one-on-one to solve some of the biggest challenges that you face. Thank you very much. That was a big pleasure to be here. Thank you very much for organizers to make this happen. It was a big pleasure and honor. Thank you very much. Of course, feel free to reach me on LinkedIn. I'm happy to connect with you and continue discussions afterwards.